Hello and welcome to the webinar. So today you'll be getting a first look at our newest addition to the Squiz DXP, the Content Data Platform, or CDP. I'm Leonie May, Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Squiz, and you'll be joining me over the next 45 minutes as we go through some of the basics of personalization, such as why you should care, limitations to current personalization solutions out there, and how Squiz takes a practical approach for you to be able to achieve personalization. I'm then going to hand over to Carrie Han. She's our product manager that's leading the charge, and she will explain the 6 steps to achieve personalized customer journey and how our CDP fits in. And then we'll be showing you a demonstration of the CDP itself. So let's get started. So first, some introductions. Joining me to answer your questions today is Julie Brettel, Chief Product Officer, and Carrie Han, Product Manager here at Squiz. And for some of the housekeeping, the webinar is being recorded and you will receive a copy via email within the next day. If you have any technical difficulties during the session, please just use the Q&A button. You can see the window at the bottom of your screen, and please submit any questions into the Q&A window. You can feel free to submit questions at any time during the session. Julie and Carrie will be answering these at the end. So Squiz CDP is part of the DXP personalization capability. Now, why should you care about personalization? Very few organizations do personalization well, but those that do increase conversion. So prospects turn into students if they get the most relevant information delivered. You can improve your online services, so it makes it easier, information easier to find. A citizen looking for a council service, for example, finds it in seconds. And you can create an emotional connection. So that's like building trust, loyalty with positive experiences, keeps customers coming back for more. So let's look at some of the facts and figures. Personalization continues to drive digital marketing objectives. Now, for 47% of digital marketing leaders responding to a recent Gartner digital marketing survey, delivering an improved personalization is among the top data objectives. And it shows that personalization is still highly important to leaders. It's still a top priority. But despite this, the apparent enthusiasm, the same survey found that nearly 2/3, 63% to be exact, of digital marketing leaders describe delivering personalized experiences to their customers as a moderate to significant challenge. So the challenges included like leveraging customer data and insights, aligning messaging to customers and their channel preferences. And the finding also suggests that marketers still lack the tools needed to implement effective personalization. And according to Forbes, there are still resource constraints. They reported that 41% of marketers struggle with insufficient staffing and skills to execute personalization initiatives. Now, as we know, personalization is hard and very few organizations do it well because personalizing a journey can seem too big to even get started. Now, some of the barriers that we've heard about include limited or locked data available. So you need to access the right customer data. If you lack sufficient data about your customers, such as preferences, behaviors, or purchase history, it's a huge challenge. And insufficient data collection mechanisms, data silos, privacy concerns, it can all hinder the ability and usability of your data. There's a lack of resources. This is very common in this day and age. Implementing personalization initiatives requires a dedicated resources, and that includes personnel, technology, and ongoing maintenance. Large teams are required to set up and maintain. There's limited budget or resource constraints, and that means that you might not be able to invest in the necessary tools, technologies, and skills required. You might have inadequate tech infrastructure, as you require robust technology infrastructures to collect, analyze, and act upon customer data in real time. Your existing tech stack, if it's outdated, fragmented, or lacks integration capabilities, it can hinder your ability to implement personalization. And poor data integration. So personalization requires integrating and unifying data from various sources and systems. If you struggle with data integration due to incompatible systems, it can hinder your ability to get a unified view of your customers. Now, our CDP takes a really practical and achievable approach to personalization. Other CDP solutions in the market are not created specifically for organizations with small teams in highly complex environments. So how the CDP is different? We have simple data collection and unification. So easily unify your user data across systems, channels, and devices. Data can be captured from any source, Squiz or third party. And customer interactions are easily tracked across web in real time using first-party cookies. And data is imported into the CDP from websites, apps, CRM, or other online sources. It's also really fast to get started and use. With Squiz, you're up and running in days, not weeks or months. Once you have access to the CDP from the DXP console, you can easily enable an event feed to track website behavior and segment users into groups. It can be done by your non-tech teams. It also plays really well with any tech. The CDP integrates well with your CMS, CRM, LMS, marketing automation tools, and customer data can be unified from and distributed to your other platforms for end-to-end omnichannel personalization. So third-party systems such as marketing automation tools can be used to deliver that personalized experience. And data governance is made easy. You get secure and controlled environment for managing citizen, student, or customer data, and it includes like consent management and data governance. So it helps to maintain data privacy, security, and compliance. And as you may know, Squiz DXP is made up of the 9 capabilities, and you need these to build brilliant experiences fast. You can come as you are with our DXP by bringing and integrating your current tech solutions, and everything works as one. And the CDP is part of our personalization capability. It allows you to collect, unify, and segment customer data to drive personalized experiences across all of your channels. So just quickly, how does it work? The CDP collects data in a governed way. It ingests only the right data needed for personalization. So think like site behavior, relationship data from different sources like websites, mobile apps, CRMs, or even IoT sensors. It can then unify that data to generate a 360-degree profile of each of your customers. And customer segments are created. If the customer profile matches the logic that you have in that segment, then they receive that personalized content and outreach via the different channels that you've chosen. And this breaks down data silos, empowers your internal teams to create highly personalized, authenticated experiences. So I'm now going to pass over to our product manager, Carrie Han, and she's going to show you the CDP in action.
Thanks, Leonie. I'll need your help to drive the slide for me, please. Thanks. Hello, I'm going to use a university website personalization as an example to bring the CDP into action. So in this case, the anonymous user is an international student looking to study business in Australia. And the goal is to get them to hit that Enroll Now button, which will increase conversion. If you attend our step-by-step guide to web personalization webinar, these steps might look familiar to you. If you didn't attend that previous webinar, you can watch the copy of the recording accessible on our website. But today, we are going to just focusing more on step 4 onwards, how our latest DXP's capability customer data platform can enable web personalization in a more practical and achievable way. So we covered step 1 and 2 already and defined the user segments. We create a segment named International Business Prospective, basically a prospective international student who wants to study business. Step 2, the personalization goal for this segment is to increase conversion by having this user hit that Enroll Now button on the website. Step 3, map user journeys. For demo purpose, we will illustrate a user journey of an anonymous user who browses through the university's website to find more information about business studies. Now let's use the Squiz higher education site here as an example. Here is the user journey before applying any personalization. Let's look at the visit 1 when a user lands on the website for the first time. The user accepts the cookie consent banner, which allows the CDP to track web activities and store user preferences. The user browses the study area and learns about business-related programs. The user then completes the initial discovery on the website. Let's go to the bottom, Visit To. Days later, on the social media platform, the user sees a post about the upcoming virtual open day from the university. The user clicks Learn More and is taken to the international students landing page of the website. Weeks later, after attending the virtual open day event, without the personalization, the user could go various pathways on the website and then eventually finds the Enroll Now button and decides to apply. So now let's use the CDP to just personalize one step within the same user journey and see how the personalization helps to improve the conversion. In Visit To, from the social media post, the user lands on the international student landing page. CDP knows the user from previous visit, and based on the captured website behaviors, the user has already been assigned with International Business Prospective segment. The personalization is triggered in real time for the user. A pop-up banner displays to the user and leads the user to the enrollment page directly. Remember, the goal of the personalization is to have the user, an anonymous web visitor, click the Enroll Now button. So from the step 4 onwards is where we are going to set up and activate personalization on the DXP platform, where step 4 is CDP collects, unifies, segment customers, and activates the real-time personalization. And in CMS, in the steps 5 is assign the content for the targeted user segment. And then we go back into the CDP to measure the success of the personalization, which we apply to that particular segment. So now let's go to the demo. This is the DXP console, where you can find all of Squiz's capabilities in one platform. To access CDP, we are going to click on this card here, which then brings us to the CDP dashboard. As you can see here, we can see event data ingested from various places into the CDP, and the number of customer profiles developed and creating a single customer view. Let's check out the sources menu here. On this page, you can see all available data sources that CDP collects and unifies to create a single customer view, including both website behavior and data integrations from all your digital ecosystem. For this demonstration, we want to start tracking website behavior. So let's enable that option by clicking the switch from the source list. This option is enabled. CDP will start capturing web behavior across all your websites hosted within the Squiz DXP. Remember, we defined the user segment and the goal in step 1 and 2. We want to identify any prospective international business students and lead them to hit that Enroll button. Now it's time to capture interactions within the user journey using the event feeds functionality on CDP. The event feed can enable you to collect specific events based on user online behavior, like a page view or button click for a specific campaign. You can also create event feeds from system data integrations. For example, if CDP is connected to your CRM system, any change made in the CRM will be synced to the single customer view profile if the mapping is created here. We mapped out the user journey in step 3. Now it's a time to capture the user interactions in the journey, and their behavior data can be fed into the CDP and used to define the international business prospective segmentation rules. Let's start with the first event feed. We want to capture anonymous users who view a page that has a content tag value of business. Let's name it business interests. The event type that we want to track is page view. The attribute filters section below is where you put the rule. The interest tags on the page has tag business. Now let's proceed with setting up the second event feed. Our intention is to monitor the user's journey from the moment they encounter a social media post. Click on the link and eventually land on the international student landing page of the website. To narrow down the specific campaign, we have set a filter to match a URL query string that contains a campaign value of 2023 international event. And we also narrowed down the referral domain from Linktree. Now let's move on to the third event feed. We want to capture the page view request from an international location on this event feed. DXP can automatically track the user's city, continent, country, and region from the user's browser. We can apply a filter to exclude users from Australia using the attribute filter and matching the location country to does not equal AU. We have created 3 web behavior event feeds that will provide useful insights for segmenting anonymous users and inferring their interests and motivations to engage with the university's website. Next, from the navigation bar, we will go to segmentation. It's a segment builder within the CDP where we can establish adaptable business rules and determine metrics based on events and customer attributes. Our next step is creating a CDP segment with the criteria we've collected from those event feeds. Let's name this segment International Business Perspective. Here, we can use a combination of AND and OR logic in defining the rules. To be included in this segment, the site visitor must come from an international location, and they either click on the social media international campaign post or viewed business-related program content on the website at least twice. This segment can be used straight away in the content management system to personalize the site content. Let's switch from the console, where we can apply personalized content to this particular segment. In Squiz CMS, a segmentation asset is available to align with segment IDs from the CDP. By connecting a content asset to this segmentation, the DXP understands the user segment and delivers tailored content aligned with that segment. In this example, a pop-up message says interested in international programs, with the link leads the user straight to the enrollment page. Now we personalized one step in the user journey. We want to see how successful this content personalization contributes to the goal of improving conversion rate. Let's go back to CDP and create another event feed to track the Enroll Now button, which is the end step of the user journey that we defined at the beginning. Let's name this new event feed International Enroll button. And we want to choose custom from the drop-down menu as the event type. And then using the attribute filters section, we are going to set up the rule international button click equals true. Then from here, we will link this new event feed with the international business prospective segment within the segmentation list. Now comes the exciting part, observing the success of our personalized approach. The CDP provides analytics, allowing us to monitor the success metrics on a daily ongoing basis. To analyze the outcomes, we navigate to the single customer view within the CDP. By clicking on the Customers tab in the navigation bar and selecting International Business Perspective from the drop-down list, we gain immediate access to the impact of our personalization efforts. In this view, a chart showcases the collected event occurrences tied to the success metrics we established. It paints a clear picture of how our content personalization strategy is directly influencing our main goal, improving conversion rates. The chart provides an up-to-date snapshot of our success. And there you have it, a more efficient and impactful way to deliver content personalization and demonstrate the influence of web personalization on conversion rates using the CDP.
Great, thanks so much, Carrie. I'm just going to ask Julie and Carrie to join as we go through some of the questions that's been submitted. So let's get started. First question, what's the difference between a CDP and a CRM? Who would like to take that one? Carrie, would you like to go?
I was about to volunteer, but I realized I was still on mute. Do you want me to grab that one, Carrie?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Cool. So a CRM is a customer relationship management tool. So Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, something like that. And a CDP is obviously a customer data platform. So they're both really important tools for managing customer data and improving your customer relationships, but they do have different purposes. So CRMs, they're designed primarily for things like managing and optimizing customer interactions, sales processes, customer service. So they really focus on getting that comprehensive view of customer contact info, their communication history, purchase history, things like that. So really great for sales leads, lead nurturing, things like that. CDPs are great, as Carrie just explained, for just collecting, unifying, and centralizing customer data from lots of different sources and touch points, one of which is often, most of the time, a CRM as well. So they focus on creating that single comprehensive customer profile that can be used by lots of different departments and systems for things like that 360 customer view, personalization, segmentation, data integration. So in some cases, businesses might use them together with that CRM kind of focusing on the day-to-day customer interactions, while the CDP provides that data foundation for marketing and personalization for your digital experiences. So they usually work together. But really, the main thing you'd want to use the CDP for is really that personalized marketing and segmentation and data integration.
That's great. Thanks so much, Julie. Next question. This is one for Carrie. Can I use CDP with existing CMS? It's not a Squiz CMS.
Yeah, I would say a short answer is definitely yes. But let me just elaborate a bit more of the nuances between the Squiz CMS versus bring your own content management system to do personalization. So, and the CDP itself is part of our DXP, which does the customer data consolidation and manage the customer data and also delivers personalization faster and at scale for all the digital applications. So in the demonstration, I show a seamless way to configure the event trackings, create segments, and apply personalizations in Squiz CMS without adding extra code or development from a developer. But all these capabilities you can use with your own CMS with, I will say, a small amount of development and configurations to be able to leverage the segmented user segmentation, and then be able to leverage how you're tracking different type of activities and syncing those event tracks into the CDP to help you to better segment user and be able to support you developing your personalization strategies on your own CMS.
That's great. Thanks so much for taking that one, Carrie. Is CDP data all anonymous? I'll just ask you to answer that one as well, please, Carrie.
So CDP capture both anonymous user and non-user. So the differences between that is the demonstration show anonymous website where the user doesn't identify who they are, and all the information we captured from those web activities is inferred for CDP to put them into particular segmentations. But CDP have strong data consolidation capabilities, which allow you to bring your identity management information about your user if you build a portal site, or you can bring your micro credentials from those social medias or any type of identity information to identify your user on a portal site. And then it will create a non-user profile within your customer data platform, and then be able to enrich your profile together with the web event trackings, which showing the page view, login events, and custom clicked, and empower the marketers to have a better 360 view of your user, to combine the web activity together with the source systems data from CRMs or any type of internal systems.
Great. I'll just stick with you, Carrie, while I've got you. What data sources can you integrate with into the CDP?
Yeah, so there are a lot of data sources CDP integrate with. It take fully leverage the integrations capabilities on DXP, and also it's using the content delivery to gather the website interactions behavior data as well. So which including the web interactions where page views, clicks, either return visit or login event, or the user navigation path, and later on we will introduce some search interactions. These are all the behavior data CDP collects, and almost all the CRM systems in the market, like CDP, is able to source those information from the CRM about the customer profile, purchase, engagement history, their contact information, and then to build that single customer view within the CDP. Another thing I think Leonie mentioning in the early diagram before the demo, like it can also interact with the email campaigns and the survey, and also those ad platform where you're tracking the first time visit saw this particular ad, and then when they return to the site again, you will continue their user journey to show a different version of the ad and funnel them into the further step of the customer journey. And of course, social media. I think some of the deep integration will also including the data warehouse and any third-party APIs which feed into customer-related information, and plus some offline data and IoT devices.
Yeah, that's great. There was a question on does CDP integrate with social media data? I'm not sure if you can elaborate any more on that specific question, Carrie.
Yeah, so yeah, it does. If you look at our integrations help center, the documentations, you should be able to see a list of social medias which we already have out of the box connectors for it, which CDP use the social media connector to bring the user data in. Of course, the user has to give consent for the CDP to be able to capture those information from their social media platform.
That's great. Thank you so much. I just might skip over to Julie. There's a question, is there a way that they can trial the CDP?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are an existing customer of the Squiz DXP, it's worth reaching out to your dedicated account manager, and we can get something working for you. As part of our new pricing that we're rolling all of our customers onto, we want to make sure everyone has access to all of the different capabilities, so you can trial them out for a while and see if you like them. If you're not a existing Squiz customer, if you want to shoot us an email at, I think it's probably best at ask@squiz.net, then we can get in touch with how we can give you access, and you can try it and test it out and see if it works with the rest of your digital experience.
That's great. Thank you so much. Another question about CMS. Which other CMS platforms do you support? I don't know if you want to go over that again, Carrie, just to clarify and make clear what CMS platforms we support.
Yeah, we don't have a fixed list of CMS in particular we support or don't support, because it's and standard we interact with other CMS for publishing and how CMS consume those segmentations. So as long as the CMS is able to interpret the segmentations and sending from the CDP, and you can leverage that as part of your authoring process.
Yeah, so we can certainly look into that if you are using unique CMS solutions, for sure. Just one for you, Carrie, about cookie legislation. Does the legislation mean that for some users you cannot capture and use this information?
Yeah, sure. So I mentioned earlier in the demo, we have that consent banner, and built as part of the higher education template. So we actually looking into provide different type of consent banner to suit different legislations. For example, in Australia and in New Zealand, you need that version to allow user opt out. But for GDPR compliance, the cookie banner behaves slightly different. You have to ask user to opt in before you can start tracking those informations. So we're providing the tools for our customer to use and configure those templates to suit different type of cookie policies. And of course, we will maintain a version of the cookie and the privacy policies together with the consent banner. So we make sure our customer are protected and our solutions are follow the best practice to meet those compliance rules.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. And last one that I've got here for Julie, perhaps. What's next on the roadmap? I know that we've released a roadmap not long ago, and it is on the website.
You should watch the video. So I recently released the roadmap video. If you've missed that, again, reach out to your account manager or ping us on ask@squiz.net and we can send you the video. So that'll cover sort of what's coming in the next 6 months. Specifically for CDP, there's a lot of things that we want to do around helping you measure the success of personalization, or how do you measure if it's actually doing anything. This is really tricky for services-based organizations. So, if you're not an e-commerce store and you've rolled out some personalization, how do you know your users are actually benefiting from it? Because it can be a lot of work. So you want to make sure that your users are getting more benefit than the amount of effort that you're really putting in. So we've got a really good roadmap around things that help you measure the success of personalization above and beyond what we already have. A/B testing is coming out really soon, before the end of the year. And this will mean that you can experiment, refine, and really elevate your digital experiences. You can test against a personalized versus a non-personalized version and see what's getting better responses. You can structure the pages differently for personalization as well, all through the CDP and through A/B testing, and really make sure that your users are getting what they need when they come and visit your websites. And then we have some more things also around customer journey mapping. So being able to look at different segments and how they're moving throughout your site. So if you were expecting, you're a university and you thought that your international students were going to be following this specific path, it's really good to actually see if they're doing what you think they're going to do, or if you've maybe made it a little bit tricky for them. So lots of really cool and exciting things coming in the sort of next 6 to 12 months around personalization in the CDP.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of work going on in the background, for sure, from the product team. I've got last question as well. Maybe this is for you, Carrie. If a user falls into multiple segments, how do you or can you prioritize the personalization they receive?
So I think we haven't reviewed our new personalization page building experience yet, because that's currently almost ready to be released, where you can actually have a very intuitive user interface through the authoring process to select what segment applied for a particular content. And also you can select multiple segments, and then you can order it in a priority order. So in that way, if the user actually fit into more than one segment, but based on your configuration in your CMS, the CDP is going to be following that priority order to serve the content which targeted that particular segment. So stay in tune for that new features for the new page building process.
Fantastic. That's all the questions that we have. I'm just going to pop on the screen, as Julie mentioned, the email that you can send any questions through to, ask@squiz.net. We're monitoring these. If there's questions that come up after the show today, it might pop up during your day, please send the questions through and we'll get back to you ASAP. If you do want to trial, obviously reach out to your account managers, as Julie mentioned, and we really look forward to a lot of personalized experiences going forward. So thanks very much all. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Carrie. And we hope to see you again real soon.